Hi, this is Joshua once again. Welcome to my YouTube channel, AJ Tech House. On today's agenda, I would like to show you how to add a custom domain to Microsoft 365. Right? You might be wondering why you need a custom domain. So you have a Microsoft 365 tenant, right? Or you create a Microsoft 365 tenant, and then Microsoft will go ahead to create the .microsoft.com domain for you, which is a fallback domain, right? So that you can have a smooth ride with your Microsoft 365. You can be using it even before you add your custom domain. So why do you need to add your custom domain? I have a domain, joshuaadigun.com, right? I'm a brand. I provide Microsoft 365 services. I need to add my custom domain, which is the joshuaadigun.com, to my Microsoft 365 so that when I'm using services like Exchange Online, I'm sending email to you and then you are receiving an email from Josh at joshuaadigun.microsoft.com. No, that's not professional. You need to get an email from Josh at joshuaadigun.com. So those are one of the reasons why I need to add a custom domain to my Microsoft 365. And if I want to use other services like Teams, Microsoft Teams, SharePoint Online, and other things also, I also need to add my custom domain to my Microsoft 365. The major reason why you need to add your custom domain to your Microsoft 365 so that it comes with your brand. It portrays your brand. Anybody receiving emails from you, proposal, implementation strategies, everything is coming from at joshuaadigun.com. I will show you how to do that, how to add your custom domain to Microsoft 365. But before I go ahead, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, AJ Tech House. Like my videos, share my videos with your friends, your colleagues that you think wants to start out in Microsoft 365 in cloud computing or already started. However, they do not know how to do some of these things, right? So you can share with them. Also, please do not forget to turn on your notification button so that you can be notified of every new video I drop. Also, you can hit the comment section and tell me what video you like me to make for you. Without wasting much time, I'll proceed with showing you how to add a custom domain. I'll go to my Microsoft 365 and then sign in as an admin. When I do that, I come to settings here. I click on domains. You can see I can add multiple domain names. So I can have, let's say, 10 staff, 3 domains, one joshua.com, second one joshuaadigun.com, third one adigunjoshua.com. I could add all of them here. 2 users are with the joshua.com. The other 3 users are with the joshuaadigun.com, and the other 3 users are with the adigunjoshua.com, right? So all I need to do next is to hit the add domain, and then I add my domain name, let's say joshua.com. But before you do this, please ensure you have access to your domain registrar. So mainly, a lot of people call into Microsoft and say, I want to add a new domain to my Microsoft 365. I want you to do it for me. And then when a support engineer tells you that you need to have access to your domain registrar or you need to work with your domain registrar, some persons get angry and say you didn't provide any good support for me, but that's not the case, right? Every domain registrar is kind of different. They have kind of similar ways of adding domains and verifying or adding DNS records, right? However, you also need to work with your domain registrar. But if you're an admin, you have the admin credentials to your domain registrar and you are a little bit tech savvy, then you don't have a problem. But if you don't know how to do this, I would suggest you work with your domain registrar so as not to add domain records that would pull down your website or cause 1 or 2 harm to your website or other services that you have running on your website or on your domain. So have access to your domain registrar, right? And then because that's where you add what we call DNS records, domain name systems. These are records you need to add, right? First, to verify that you are the owner of the domain, right? And then to add some records that works with Microsoft 365 seamlessly and without any issues. I'll go back to the slide and show you some of these records and also explain what they mean. But first, I'll come here, I'll add joshua.com and then I click on use this domain. When I click this, it should take me to the next page where it says verify that you own this domain. So it's very, very important. Again, I would like to tell you that Microsoft do not joke with security. I can assure you that your data is optimally and maximally protected and secure by Microsoft. You want to add a domain. If Microsoft do not ask you to verify this domain, anybody can just add any domain, which you don't even own. But to show that you own this domain, right, and you want to add it to your Microsoft 365, you need to verify the TXT record. So coming back to my slide, right, types of records to add to your domain registrar while adding your custom domain to Microsoft 365. First one is the TXT record. This record, right, ensures or shows that you own this domain. You need to add this record. So I would say add TXT record to the domain DNS records, right? If you can't add, Microsoft can also tell you or is giving you the opportunity to say, okay, if you can't add this TXT records, add an MX record, or you can add a text file to the domain website. These are just ways to verify that you really own this domain. If not, I could just go ahead and add google.com, microsoft.com. If all these measures are not put in place, you need to add a TXT record first to ensure or to verify that you own this domain. So I want to add a TXT record. I click on continue. So it gives me the record to add to my domain registrar. So if I am actually the owner of joshua.com, I go to my domain registrar or I work with my domain registrar, right? And then I will have to add this TXT record. The name is the @. I would advise you, please use the copy button. Don't just type. You add the TXT value and then you add the TTL, right? Which is 3,600. I think that's 1 hour, 3,600 seconds. That's 1 hour, right? So when I add this to my domain registrar, and as you can see here, they have detected that this domain, your DNS hosting provider is Namecheap, right? So Microsoft also have some domain registrars that they connect with automatically. They have kind of integration with, right? We have a lot of them here, a lot of them. So if yours is here, it's easy, it's straightforward, right? But if yours is not here, you just need to add them and then click on verify. Some take 1 hour for it to synchronize. Some take 10 minutes, some are immediate. So for example, let's say I've added this particular text record to my domain, joshua.com. I click on verify. It should verify automatically if there has been a synchronization, right? But if not, like I've not added anything, right? It gives me an error. This is done automatically. You don't need to do anything. All you need to do is add these records to your domain registrar, right? I'll go back and say I want to add, I don't have a TXT record. I want to add MX record, which is one of the records I need to add. So MX record is what we call the mail exchanger record. Right, this is what allows you actually to be able to send emails outside your organization, and it also enables you to receive emails from external clients, right? This is basically what allows you to send and receive email with your Microsoft 365 tenant. You might say, okay, I watched your video and you said you need an Exchange Online license for it to be able to send emails. So, but now you're saying you need MX record. Yes, you need MX record first to be able to send emails, and then you need an Exchange Online license for you to be able to have a mailbox. Without a mailbox, you cannot send an email. Select this and show you how the MX record is or looks like. So they look similar. However, the MX record has a host name, the address it points to, and then a priority, and then a TTL. Some domain registrars provide their own default TTL. Some it's 14400, that's 14400. You can add what Microsoft gives you here, and then I click on verify. Also, it will not detect these records in joshua.com domain. So going back to my slide, I also like to talk about what we call the name server record, right? So basically, when you have access to your domain registrar, you would see NX records there, name server records. Those are actually added automatically by your domain registrar, depending on how your domain registrar operates. So I'll also talk about the SPF record. SPF means Sender Policy Framework. SPF, Sender Policy Framework, right? Let me expand this. Sender Policy Framework. This actually gives your domain name, which results from an IP address, the authority to send emails on your behalf. So I'm sending email from joshua.com. With my SPF record, I am giving the joshua.com or the IP address it resolves to the authority to send emails on my behalf. That's a simple explanation. And then we have the CNAME record. This is the canonical name record. This is used basically when a domain or an alias points to another name. So let's say I have NG, which stands for Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria, so yeah, joshua.com. I want ng.joshua.com to point to joshua.com, right? That's where CNAME record comes in. Also, CNAME record is very, very important. It's what we call the DKIM, Domain Key Identifier Mail, right? So I mentioned the SPF record. I'm also mentioning the domain key. Now, these are email authentication methods. I'll do a video on that and tell you the different email authentication methods. We have 3 of them: the DMARC, the DKIM, and SPF. I've spoken about the SPF record, right? The DKIM now, for you to add the DKIM to your Microsoft 365, you add it as a CNAME record. For the SPF record, you add it as a TXT record. Yeah, it's TXT record. For the MX record, you add it as an MX record, right? I hope you get all this. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, share my video with your friends and families, and then like the video, turn on the notification button to ensure that you are notified of every new video I share or I drop on my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Cheers. Bye-bye.